There's only a couple people on this team I can ask this question. When someone says football's not rocket science, is football rocket science?
I like to think not.
But only you and Nana, I believe, can answer this question, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess Nana also went to the NASA thing like I did. Yeah, it's a different world over there. Definitely, it's a lot different. Football is, I mean, there's similar aspects, but yeah, there's a lot more technical math involved in rocket science than there is in football.
Interesting though, football will use analytics, right?
Yes.
You can use those numbers to your advantage, can't you?
Yes, you can. I know Coach Oko does that a lot. He uses that to plan out his or make decisions. I know that across the country that's becoming very popular too. All percentages and like likelihood of winning based on certain decisions. And so I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad that math is making its way into football. But yeah, I can't say that that math is exactly the same as doing something like fluid dynamics or propulsion. They're a little bit different. But
Your degree is in what?
my undergrad was aerospace engineering,
And that's where I'm leading to. And now you're studying.
engineering management, a graduate program in the systems engineering school.
How is that going?
Um, it's going good. I like to think that it might be a little easier than aerospace, but that was kind of a high bar to that I set, I guess. But yeah, it's interesting because I get to take a look into a little bit more of the like systems engineering and business side of things. So I kind of get a new perspective on some of that.
I think it's interesting that you always say, how do you divide your time? And you say, be where your feet are. It's interesting from a kicker, be where your feet are. So when it's football, you focus on football, correct?
Yes.
And when it's academics, you focus on that. How do you balance then that in between time when it's just time on your own?
Well, I feel like one, there's not much in between. I'm kind of doing either one or the other. A lot of times I'll get out of practice and either I'll go straight to class or I'll sit in one of the study rooms here and just kind of work on something. I prefer not to be up late doing homework, but sometimes that happens. Um, yeah. So, but a lot of it's just actually taking the time and effort. Like, hey, like football, I can worry about football. I'm at football, and then I can worry then. But whenever I get out of football, okay, I need to actually do some schoolwork. Also, otherwise, I'm not going to pass. So,
What would you do if it was just one or the other? Like, what would you do with that free time?
I have done it with just school before. I had a lot of free time, and in that free time, I was spending it with football. So yeah, I my freshman year back when I was just a student, trying to make the team.
Mhm.
So just the free time that I had, I was either lifting or kicking. I would find time for stuff, but that took up a lot of the time.
You were always coming to A&M, correct?
Yes,
And that's from your father and your grandfather, correct?
just my father.
Just your father.
Yeah, he was class of '87. Came here, was part of the band, drum major.
It was your grandfather who was with NASA.
Yes, my grandfather was at NASA.
Gotcha.
He unfortunately went to the wrong school, but he yes, he worked at NASA.
So those two ideas were always intermingled, were they not? I'm talking just the scholastic, the academic part, the A&M, the engineering, your love for military planes.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really know where it came from
Mhm.
because when I first got here, I would not say that was my first
Oh, really?
first choice. I kind of came here and one of my soccer coaches back in high school, he was a civil engineer, came to A&M. So I was like, I'm going to do civil engineering. But there was always a background where my grandpa being at NASA and
Mhm.
my dad, I think, wanted to be a pilot, but it just didn't work out that way. But he still loved planes, and kind of, I guess it just kind of happened to fall on me like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't really planned that way.
So then you make the move to aerospace.
Yeah, it was the engineering school does like 1 year in general engineering, and then you declare for your
Mhm.
major. So I just declared for aerospace. I got that chance.
Does it come easy for you?
Um, I would say considering I'm doing it, it has to come at least a little easy.
Right.
But
Right.
there was definitely late nights and help from others that so that I could pass classes and like actually having to work for it. But I would say compared to uh, maybe some other people, it probably comes a little easier to me than them, for instance.
It's like you have your engineering family and your football family, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, most of my engineering family's gone now because I've been here for so long. But but yes, I had my friends in aerospace engineering, hung out with them. As much as I could, I
Mhm.
guess, and then had my football side of the family, and then I even had friends from neither. so so I kind of had a bunch of different groups of people that I would hang out with.
Do
But
you find that neither group is also important for a student athlete on campus? The ones that can take you away from engineering, the ones you take away,
uh,
they know who Randy is as opposed to Randy the kicker, Randy the aerospace engineer. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah, I would definitely say that because most of my years I didn't really live with the football
Hmm.
players or engineers. Most of my friends that and roommates were just kind of friends from that I knew from high school or whatever. I think that's definitely important. I think it can't like you can't focus on. It's hard to. You need some time to be removed from either of those, and so it was nice to have some people where I was like, I didn't have to worry about engineering or I didn't have to worry about football, and just hang out.
Your path to kicking at Texas A&M is quite different from the high school kicker, scholarship, coming on campus, right? You took, let's go with unconventional path, correct?
Yes, yes. Probably took one of the longer ways to get there, but yes, it was a little unconventional.
Who was the impetus for that decision? Who helped you when you were finally part of this team?
Uh, yeah, when I was finally part of the team, I would say probably Seth Small
Hmm.
was the biggest um, influence. Yeah, I mean, he even met with me before I was on the team. He just I was able to meet him one time and kind of helped me through that a little bit. But once I got here, he definitely like taught me all the stuff, believed in me, so that was pretty cool.
Special to wear his number?
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah, it definitely is. I will say I did not choose the number,
I was getting
despite
to
what
that.
despite what some people might say. Um,
You were 19,
yes,
and then you weren't 19.
yes, someone may have been given the jersey ahead of me at that point in time. Otherwise, I would probably still be 19. But yeah, it just showed up one day. I think it was spring ball, and just had different jersey in my locker. I was like, okay, and it was 47. I was like, oh gosh, everyone's gonna think that I chose this now, but I didn't. It was just handed to me.
But at least it was a number, right? You don't want
Yeah,
the alternative.
yeah, yeah. At least I got another jersey, I guess.
Your first action was kickoff, correct?
Yes,
Someone was sick.
yes.
I remember asking the former coach here, what are you going to do? He goes, utter confidence in Randy Bond to get it done. We were on the road, were we not?
No,
Was it home?
we were at home. It was the America game, the Kent State,
Oh, that's
or
right.
yeah, the
Yeah.
America stands.
Hmm.
That was really cool. That was my first time ever running out of that tunnel, so
Was it really?
I think so.
What was that like?
Um,
Knowing you had the responsibility now.
yeah, I would honestly, it was very cool. I was kind of hoping we got the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could say I was the first person to touch the ball that season, but I think we lost the toss, so we didn't get that anymore. But yeah, it was definitely really special. I still remember it. Obviously a different number, but
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, it was just kind of a did not expect that to happen in that way. So
What's that feeling like of performing in front of 100,000 at Kyle Field?
um yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to explain. exciting.
I can see
But
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
exhilarating. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy because sometimes when I go, a lot of times whenever I go out there, I just I don't even like at that point. I just kind of I'm so locked in, focused on the actual game on the field, whatever, that even when I like am lining up and I look up, like I don't even realize that. I mean, like it all mixes in, but there's like a bunch of people there wearing like either maroon or if we're somewhere else, some other color, and like it doesn't register to me that that's like a bunch of different people. It just kind of seems like a blob.
Coach Elko talked about this during our coaches' nights, and I thought it was interesting. He talked about the returning players, but he said all the specialists are back. That can be an advantage, can it?
Yeah, of course. I think returning any players is an advantage. Yeah, and that, of course, I like to think probably because I'm part of it, but specialist is a very experienced and kind of it's hard when you get thrown into it. You need to have a little bit of experience and kind of know your way around so that you have the confidence to go out there despite all the eyes being on you at once. Really, they kind of are whenever you're kicking or punting. You're like the only person
That's
involved.
right. Tell me about the NASA Launch Series program, or I'm sorry, the NASA Launch Services program. How special was it to be a part of that?
Oh, that was awesome. I think it was their first time ever with people outside or student athletes outside of University of Florida. That's literally right there, so it was
Hmm.
easy for them. Um, but yeah, I was super excited for it. I was like, yeah, like really cool. Go down to Kennedy Space Center. Got to see a few launches and just learn a lot about what they do as the launch services program and how they communicate with SpaceX and a little bit with like Blue Origin and some other ones, but especially SpaceX right now and how they connect NASA to those companies. Pretty cool.
That exploration part is exciting, is it not? Because there's so much unknown and we're learning so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like a lot of stuff that they have to learn. I think they're learning every day, and so that's something that excites me about like the engineering piece of stuff is like you're kind of always learning about new ways to solve problems, about new environments, whatever that is.
I read the stuff that you post social media. You use the word opportunity a lot. That's a big word to you, isn't it?
Yes, I didn't know I used that word that much, but
No, it's neat, and I think there's a gratitude to it as well.
yes.
Would that be fair to say? But why is opportunity such a big word for you?
Well, I feel like I've been so blessed in my life, and definitely in high school, like I would not have expected to be where I am. Um, I think I think that part of the humility and stuff is kind of built into my story. Like I was not a high recruit. I actually didn't receive any offers, not because no one believed in me. I just didn't play football, so it was pretty simple like that. But all I had been asking for freshman year, whatever before that was just like for an opportunity. Because I truly believe that whenever I get those opportunities, I perform well. And so I'm just honestly just looking for the next opportunity, whatever, to show that like I've got it.
It does. Do you use that, and do you use that gratitude as well on the, you know what I mean when I say the academic side? Like when all's said and done with football, and you're in the business world, and you're in that space world, right? Does opportunity play there as well?
Oh yes, for sure. I think the launch services program was a great example of that. I honestly I don't remember who told me, but someone else told me about it because I didn't read my email. Yeah, somebody said that hey, there's like this opportunity. You get to go, you get to meet people at NASA in Cape Canaveral, and you get to see what they do for a week. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. That sounds like a good opportunity. And so I applied for it, and then I was like, I made it to like the next stage or whatever it was, got an interview, and um, yeah, I think on the interview I was just talking about like opportunity probably. I mean, who knows? Like, I believed I was gonna get it, but like, like we don't know.
Right,
So
right.
I was just looking for a chance. I got it, and I like to think they still like me.
And then for Randy Bond, when that opportunity's there, you take full advantage, don't you?
I do my best.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I would not have expected to be here in this position
Right.
whenever I first got into college. More or less, like yeah, like actually playing. Like I mean, I always wanted to, but like realistically, being a tryout walk on, the chances are pretty slim. So I was just looking for an opportunity, got one, and thankfully I took advantage. And I just ended up here.
Have you thought about this? And I don't know if you've had time to even think about it, but you become a heck of a story for someone who's not yet here or who says, oh, you know what? Maybe I can do that, whether it's a kicker or not a kicker, Randy. You know what I mean? Like if they look at your story and say, yeah, he's taking full advantage, you put yourself out there as well. Like not everybody will do that. Oh, they'll make an excuse. Oh, I can't make this and that. Do you look at yourself as almost like an inspiration?
I wouldn't say that I look at myself that way, but I do know that every once in a while, like I'll have people reach out and be like, "Hey, how did this work? How did you try out?" and stuff like that. And every time they do, I'm grateful to help them with anything that I can. Of course, I don't control everything, but yeah, I'm just looking. I'm grateful to help. I'm glad that I'm able to inspire others if that's what's going on. But yeah, I just took advantage of an opportunity, and then here I am inspiring others. So I'm just grateful for that.
Seems like it's only fitting at a school like Texas A&M, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you most excited about this upcoming season?
um, Honestly, I'm very excited for this team. I'm kind of excited to go to some of the away games, which is whatever. But I haven't played at any of them before, so I'm pretty. Or I played at one, but I haven't played on any of the other stadiums, and I'm excited to see. There's some big games on for the way away.
Is it still a thrill to run out to Kyle?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think even towards the end, like always the first game, no matter what it is. I think towards the end of the season, people are like, oh, maybe it's not as exciting, but it still is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to whenever we get to do that against UTSA. Many more times after that. I obviously have a limit on the number of times that I can do that, but I'm going to take full advantage of those that I can. Yeah, but it's definitely really cool, especially when they brought power back last year. Honestly, like
place went nuts.
Yeah, well, like I'm pretty sure Coach Elko made the final decision on that, but like none of the players knew either.
So, I told him he's the greatest secret keeper.
Yeah, we got in the tunnel and I don't know what we expected to play, but we just didn't think it was going to be that because everyone was saying like no, or I don't know. It was like getting around that it wasn't going to happen. And then they started playing it and like of course the stadium went nuts cuz they'd been asking for it for a year and we wanted it too, but we honestly thought there was no shot and then they played it and we were like, "What the heck?" And so we ran out and we were like going crazy. I remember even seeing like a video of like I can't remember. It was like on the field, and the Yell Eaters, of course, are right outside the tunnel, and like they're going crazy too because they weren't expecting it either. So yeah, that was a really cool moment for sure.
Do you get caught up when this place is electric on that sideline? Do you get caught up? Mo Bamba's playing. This place going nuts. Whether it's LSU, whether it was against Texas that afternoon against Missouri, that first game against Notre Dame. That's just last year. Do you all get caught up as well?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, I'm not on the field, so I can enjoy it a little bit whenever Mo Bamba's playing. But yeah, when they play that and the whole place is going crazy and the defense is on the field, third down, whatever, it's like wow, like this place is rocking. Thankfully, I guess while we're at home and we're on offense, it's a little more quiet, so I can kind of do my thing. But yeah, it's definitely really cool when we're on defense and I get to kind of just watch the.
Thank you for doing this.
Yes,
you know,
of course.
you.
No, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.